You're listening to the Marne Report.
Hey, Fort Stewart, it's Kevin Larson coming at you with another edition of this week's Marne Report, the podcast that keeps you informed about all of the things happening here on Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield, where the rock just keeps on rolling. I am here with Bryan Lunn, our Army fellow who's about to go off to the schoolhouse and learn great public affairs things and come back even smarter than he already is. But we're also joined with two guests here today. We're joined by Jim Krupp from Army Community Service and Major Colin Warren, the 3rd Infantry Division Provost Marshal. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kevin. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so January is OPSEC Awareness Month. That's why you're here. What can you tell us about OPSEC Awareness Month? Like, Bryan, you had a question about what the purpose is here, what we're talking about?
I guess first tell us what OPSEC actually means. What does it stand for? And then what is the theme for the month?
So OPSEC stands for Operational Security. Everything that has to do with operational security, whether it be the written word or the spoken word or any other thing that has to deal with operational security. And the theme is?
The theme for this year for OPSEC Awareness Month is preventing and reporting unauthorized disclosure. The definition for this is an unauthorized disclosure is a communication or physical transfer of classified national security information, CNSI, or controlled and classified information, CUI, including OPSEC critical information to an unauthorized recipient.
So in real quick, simple layman's terms, what does that mean? What is OPSEC?
You probably heard this term, loose lips sink ships. Basically, if it sounds wrong, don't disclose it. Always practice safe practices on the internet, what you communicate with others and communicating any type of information to your job.
And why do you believe that OPSEC is important? What is the actual importance of keeping the security?
So it really has to do with everything we do every single day. A lot of times people think, oh, it's just when we're deployed, we have to be careful about that. But anything that we send over the internet, anything we copy on our copiers, anything we say out loud can theoretically compromise the mission and the safety of soldiers and family members. So it is important every day to be aware of what we're saying, how we're saying it, who we're saying it to, and how we transmit that information.
That sounds great. And we're going to take a short break here to play an important PSA to keep you guys informed. And when we come back, we'll have some tips and tricks for OPSEC.
If you or someone you know needs crisis support, dial 988. This 3-digit dialing code connects directly to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, where compassionate, accessible care and support is available for anyone experiencing mental health-related distress. The 988 Lifeline helps thousands of people struggling to overcome suicidal crises or mental health-related distress every day. There is hope. Call or text 988 today.
And we're back. I'm here in the studio with Jim Krupp and Major Warren, two OPSEC experts. Jim is with ACS, Major Warren is the Provost Marshal, and Bryan is here co-hosting with me this edition of the Marne Report. We're going to close it out with some tips and tricks. So anything you can share that'll be helpful for our listeners out there in Marne land.
Absolutely. First thing that comes to my mind, and one of the things that people often overlook, is what we're printing on our copiers in our workplaces. Make sure you're not making copies of your ID card or any other classified or sensitive information.
Additionally, DoD personnel are required to report any unauthorized disclosures. This includes anything released to the media, anything you know as CNSI, which again is classified national security information, or CUI, controlled and classified information. The release, physical loss, or theft of this information, and any release to an unauthorized recipient. So please, if you see something, say something, report it.
Yeah, and when stuff like this gets out, what are some of the security issues that arise when you don't take these tips and tricks?
Well, just like I was saying earlier, some security risks have to do with compromising the mission, whether it be an advanced deployment or when soldiers are coming back from a deployment or a rotation, or even just what we're doing every day when it comes to our, gate opening and closures and security measures we're taking for particular events that might be happening on post. If we put that information out, we let it fall into the wrong hands, it could compromise all of that. And then there's going to be residual or domino type effects, and we don't want to do that. So we just all have a role to play in being security conscious, being OPSEC aware, and making sure that we don't put any information out there that somebody can use against us.
All right, is there anything you guys want to add, close out for OPSEC Awareness Month? Anything else that you guys can think of?
No, just appreciate having the opportunity to come here during OPSEC Awareness Month and being here to do the Marne message with the PAO team. And I hope everybody has a great month. And remember OPSEC and be safe out there.
Thanks, Jim. And thanks, Major Warren, for joining us. Bryan, thanks for being my co-host. You always have good questions, and your melodious voice carries over the airwaves, and I know our listeners enjoy it. So that about wraps it up for another edition of the Marne Report. Thanks for listening, and remember, loose lips sink ships.
The Digital Garrison app is your one-stop source for all things Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield. With the DG at your fingertips, you'll never miss out on upcoming events, installation updates, facility and gate information, weather, shopping, and so much more. Digital Garrison is free from your phone's app store. Download today.